I've owned the Ford F-150 PowerBoost for 3 years now, and I've put 50,000 miles on the truck. And so I figured, since there aren't too many people talking about it, what's it actually been like living with the F-150 PowerBoost, and is the hybrid version of the F-150 the best F-150 for you? Here's my thoughts about owning this truck after 3 years and 50,000 miles. Let's get right into it. Most of the time when you think about a hybrid, the number one reason people choose a hybrid is because you get a little bit of both, electric and gas, which in turn gets you a lot of miles per gallon range. Now what's interesting about the Ford F-150 is the hybrid version of the F-150 doesn't actually have that much better gas mileage as the standard EcoBoost motor, which is Ford's most popular motor when it comes to the F-150. So the question is, why would you buy a hybrid F-150 in the first place over the standard V6 EcoBoost if the miles per gallon is not that different? I want to talk about some of the reasons why I think the hybrid is an awesome model for it, but also some realistic numbers when it comes to miles per gallon. So when you see the PowerBoost badge on the side of an F-150, that is the hybrid model. And you might be saying, well, what is the biggest perk of the hybrid if gas mileage isn't the thing you're really buying it for? And it is the number one feature of why I love the hybrid version of the F-150, and that is that the hybrid PowerBoost version of it has a 9.2 kilowatt generator built into it that you can use like any other generator, which is unbelievable. I hate using the word game-changing, but this feature is the number one reason that I own this truck and that I think that most people should consider this truck. And let me explain why. So power outlets on vehicles, your standard actual 120 home power outlet, are pretty common these days on vehicles. But the F-150 has not just one, not just two, not just 3, 4, 5, 6, but also a 240. What's amazing about the F-150 PowerBoost is that it has a fully functioning 9.2 kilowatt generator option, which is called Pro Power Onboard, available to charge anything you want. Now, I don't just mean it can charge a laptop or it can charge just an everyday phone. I mean it can charge anything just like a full generator does. Now, what's amazing about that is whether you are actually buying an F-150 to specifically work on, let's say you are actually a handy person unlike me and you use this bed that has this ruler on it and all this cup holders and stuff to cut stuff and do like very manly work. I don't do any of that kind of crap. But what I do is actually use this to power my entire camper if I'm off grid, and I can do it for days on end. I also charge laptops, I charge drone batteries, I charge a lot of stuff all the time, and the fact that I can do it from my truck is pretty outstanding. That is the number one reason that you should choose a hybrid model, because the PowerBoost option is the only one other than the brand new F-150 Lightning that can do all that power stuff and just be used as actual generator. You can turn on generator mode and just let your truck run and use it to power anything. You could have the ultimate tailgate setup with air fryers, with TVs, with Xboxes, with speaker systems, PA systems. You could have the ultimate party vehicle from this thing. Speaking of the tailgate, I absolutely love a power tailgate in a pickup truck. So one of the most common questions people ask is, what kind of miles per gallon can you actually expect on a hybrid vehicle? Now, like I mentioned, it's not necessarily the same level of hybrid as you would from something like a Prius. You're not going to get 50 miles a gallon or 60 miles a gallon. In fact, you're not really going to get many more miles per gallon than the EcoBoost, but it doesn't mean that it's not a pretty darn good miles per gallon for a full-size truck. Now, most gas engines get a miles per gallon rating on the city and highway, and usually the highway is a higher number than the city, rightfully so, because you're cruising at a lower RPM. In the hybrid, you actually get better gas mileage in the city than you do the highway. Ford claims that you get 24 miles per gallon in the city and 24 miles per gallon on the highway. I will say with experience, it's absolutely not the same. You definitely get better gas mileage in the city, especially when you're going stop and go traffic, because you're using a lot more of that hybrid electric engine. on the actual odometer, you will see that it says your electric miles as well as how many miles you've gone on the trip. And the more you are driving in the city and you stop and go stuff, you're using a lot more of that electric engine, which absolutely gets you better gas mileage because, well, you're not using gas. On the highway, you're never in electric only. You are always in more of the hybrid mode, so you're going to substantially use more gas. Before I upgraded my tires, I used to average about anywhere between 22 to 24, 25 miles per gallon in the city, and about anywhere between 20 to 22 on the highway. Now, no question, how you drive in the highway and how you drive in the city always matters in your miles per gallon, whether you have a V8 or you have an electric engine. The faster you accelerate, the better you brake, the better all that kind of stuff is. The slower you go, when you stay actually in the speed limit on the highway, those things do matter. But I will say, I think 22 to 25 miles per gallon, even 22, in a full-size truck is really not that bad. In the past, I felt like when you're choosing a pickup truck, you're not choosing it for miles per gallon regardless, but more importantly, you're usually just expecting that you're gonna get 14 to 16, 18 miles per gallon. So at least that has improved a lot. And for all the features that the truck has, I think it's not too bad. But your tires also matter a ton. I recently upgraded about 10,000 miles ago to the Grabber tires, which are a more aggressive looking tire. I think they look a lot better. They're phenomenal in snow, but they absolutely got me probably about a 15 to 20% decrease in range. Where I normally used to get 22 to 25 miles per gallon in the city, I now average usually about 19 to 21, 22 tops. And that's just a decision I made because I really like these tires. But the tires that come with it, and absolutely if you're doing more of an all-season tire rather than a little bit more of a rugged one, your results will be much better with the tires that come on it versus ones if you decide to replace it. Now, obviously with any vehicle, whether it's an EV or a gas vehicle, you can expect less range in cold weather seasons. I live in the Northeast, so we get winters. And when I'm driving around in the snow or I'm using the vehicle for long periods of time, absolutely I'll get more like 17 to 19 miles per gallon. So expect a range decrease, no question, but that's any vehicle. Now, in terms of how's the hybrid battery holding up, like what's my range now compared to when I bought it, it's literally impossible to actually measure that. I'd imagine there's some decrease in how much battery life it's holding now, but I changed tires not too long ago, so that did a bigger range decrease than the actual vehicle would. So I can't really say. I don't have any sort of testing to see what type of capacity. It's not like a phone where I can just look at what the capacity is compared to what it was. But either way, still been pretty happy with it. Now, in terms of driving this vehicle and the features inside the vehicle and the comfort, I have absolutely been in love with this truck. This model specifically is the Lariat model, and it essentially has almost everything that you can put in the truck except for the massaging seats, which the Platinum has. I don't know how much I would use that regardless, but it's got heated seats, it's got cooled seats, it's got heated steering wheel, it has the nice large screen with wireless CarPlay, it has the full digital display over here. Everything about the truck from an actual usability standpoint, I've just been thrilled with. It is so comfortable to drive. Nice big seats. You add the ventilated seats and the heated seats and all that. It just is a super comfortable vehicle to drive. It's not like in the past where trucks were just not comfortable and they were bumpy. All the trucks now are being made like luxury SUVs. There's so many great features. I love that wireless CarPlay. I love this nice big screen that I can use CarPlay on. I love the Pro Trailer Backup Assist, which allows me to basically at the turn of a button, just tell the trailer which way I want it to go, and it does all the work for me if I don't feel like doing it myself. I love all the storage. There's huge storage down there, storage there. There's multiple glove compartments. There's door storage. There's more door storage. There's just so much features in it that make it really usable for an everyday vehicle. I also really like this. Some people think it's a dumb feature, but I use it constantly. This is called the interior workspace. I can press this button, the shifter will go down, and I can flip this bad boy up, and it goes to basically a working desk. Now, you actually pay for this as an upgrade, which I think is kind of stupid. It's actually really, really useful. As someone who does a lot of work with computers and I'm on the road a lot and I have gear with me or even just to eat lunch, this is really convenient because when you're pulling out a laptop or an iPad, if I'm having a Zoom meeting, whatever it is, this is nice because if you've ever tried to use iPads and computers in a car before, you know that it's kind of weird. You know, where do you put it? It's not comfortable on your lap and you can't really put it in a glove compartment. So I've loved this. I specifically chose this model because it had this on here. And even though it's a small upgrade most people wouldn't care about, I love it. And I use it all the time. And I think that that's a big perk because I am in here a lot traveling. I also love that it has built-in Wi-Fi, so I pay for a data plan on the truck itself, which is awesome because when I am working on laptops or devices that don't have connectivity, it's nice that just I pop it open and I use it like I wouldn't use it if I was at my house, and I have great internet everywhere that I go. When I'm traveling with some of my other employees or people that are working and editing, they have a full power outlet that they can work and have Wi-Fi connected to be able to do their work while we're traveling. We can upload footage, we can do all that kind of stuff. So little things like that most cars don't have. Most cars don't have built-in Wi-Fi. They don't have power outlets that are available. It allows me to keep doing what I do at home on the road. So it becomes like my own mobile office, which is really great. It's also just very aesthetically pleasing. They did a really, really good job of the color schemes and the way things look and the buttons, and just my favorite little feature is this little flag that's on the side and the chrome of it's just a nice little touch, but they're not your everyday pickups anymore. These things are really made like luxury SUVs. In terms of space, what I love about the F-150, specifically the Super Crew model that I have, is that there is just a lot of space. Not that you would buy this as necessarily your family vehicle, but when we are going places on the weekends, my family, or anytime we're all together, this is the vehicle we take. And I love how much space there is. There is just as much space in the back, plus more for people to be in. Full-size adults have no problem. Look at the space I got here. I mean, this seat is in position for where I would be driving, and I still have a ton of space left, way more than a typical car. When my kids are in here, they have tons of space. What's also great is they have more power outlets down here, heated seats, they have USB-C and USB-A chargers, there's cup holders. Even under the seats, you have more storage. So I have first aid kits and trauma kits and a bunch of other stuff, and a hitch and tie down straps, all that. I have a full-size toolbox because if you have an F-150 or if you have a truck at all, you better always have a toolbox with you, because there's something about trucks. The amount of people that asks a truck owner, hey, do you possibly have some tools with you? No doubt I got tools with me because I got a truck, baby. While we're talking about things that every person should have in their car, let me just quickly mention this because I think it's awesome. This little guy right here. Having a little vacuum in your car, especially when you have kids, that just make a mess of everything that they have, and they for some reason have to eat every single meal they've ever consumed in your vehicle, having this little vacuum is amazing. You also, if you're OCD like me, should have this brush, because like, you know how sometimes your car's not dirty, it's just dusty, especially if you live in the Northeast and you get nonstop pollen every single day in the spring, and the clean car is no longer clean. This bad boy, boom, just dust up that car, no scratches, get that pollen off, looking brand new. Most people think that's insane, but I think it's awesome. But all this stuff just conveniently fits underneath the seat and is hidden. You don't even see it, it's just clean, perfect. But you get all that space, like you just space everywhere. Get a little cup holder here for the kiddos. I don't let them have drinks in here anyway, but if they did, that's where they'd put them. But if not, you got cup holders here too, and here, and here, and here. So much crap, it's amazing. So if you're considering an F-150, is the Power Boost option right for you? I think the answer is it's a great option for most people because you're not losing anything when it comes to the power or the capability. This is actually the fastest F-150 that you can buy. So you get nice torque and nice acceleration, you get good gas mileage, you also get that full generator, and you don't really lose anything at all. You still get the same towing capacity as well, so I think that there's kind of this misconception that like when you think of a hybrid vehicle, you think of kind of like a vehicle that doesn't have as much power or capability, and that is not the case with the F-150. You really just gain, in my opinion, a bunch of pros to this vehicle, and nothing really is a con. If you are someone that tows like crazy, from experience, I can say that you will not get as much gas mileage when you tow compared to like a V8 or even an EcoBoost from what I've read a lot online. So that's one thing to consider, but more importantly, if you are towing something like a camper, which is what I tow a lot, that generator mode becomes super clutch. So overall, my experience with 3 years and 50,000 miles on my 2021 Power Boost is that I absolutely love this truck. It's been great, it's super comfortable, it's quiet. Having all that power is so useful for the kind of stuff that I do. And I think realistically, the Power Boost is a great option for anyone that's looking to get an F-150, because you kind of get the best of both worlds, having a fully capable truck that has a lot of space, but you get that generator mode, which no other vehicle has. It's also nice having the electric vehicle because, well, when you drive, there's not much noise to it. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.